Hey everybody, problem of the week 4. Oh, this is my third time trying this. I hope I get it right this time. Oh, hope everybody's doing well, and away we go. So only using the 4 digits 1, 2, 3, and 4, place a digit in each of the blank squares in the grid so that every row, column, or diagonal uses each of the 4 digits only once. So to show you what that kind of means, we'll start with the top row here. And you can see that the only digit I'm missing in this row is 1. So I fill in that blank. And then basically what you're going to do is just use clues to start filling in empty squares. So the second place I went was in the middle here. Now I knew I need 2 and 3 in this row. I know 3 can't go here because it's already above. Same goes here. I know 2 can't go here because 2 is above. So the second row is as follows: 1, 2, 3, and 4. The next place I went was down in the bottom corners here. Now I knew in each of those 2 bottom corners I needed to use a 3 and a 2. Now to start off, you have to pay attention to a couple things here. You can't really tell just by looking here whether 3 or 2 goes in either of these 2 squares, but if you look at the diagonal, it helps out. So I know 3 can't go in this square down here because it's already up here in this diagonal. So this would have to be 2, which makes this 3. And then we can use those 2 clues here. We know 3 and 2 belong in these 2 squares, but we know 3 can't go here, so it must be 2. And same deal in the bottom corner here. That square has to be 3. Then we know that we have to fill these 2 squares with either a 4 or a 1. And again, I'm going to use my diagonal to help me out. So in this diagonal, I already have 4 up here, which means this blank square here must be 1. And now I can start using my rows and columns. So in this row, I know I'm missing a 4. I'm going to use a column now. I know the missing digit here has to be a 1, and then this has to be a 4. So that is the finished square for the first part of that question. And the second part of the question was asking you to group squares so that when linked together, they add up to 8. And you have to do that 5 times. So let me just fill in our squares here. And I'll show you what I came up with. It was a little challenging, but once you start realizing you can use diagonals to make connections, it wasn't too bad. So the first set of squares is the one they start us off with, and that is 1, 4, and 3. 3 plus 4 plus 1 equals 8. So that is our first set of numbers. The second set of numbers was a little more tricky. I'm going to use the line to follow the numbers that I'm adding, and then I'll kind of highlight them after that. So I went from 2 to 3, and to 2, and then to 1. So 2 plus 3 is 5, plus 2 is 7, plus 1 equals 8. Gets a little confusing with the diagonals. That's why I like to draw the lines over top of the numbers. It lets me kind of see what I'm doing a little bit better. And then I move over here. So the next group of 8 is 1, 4, and 3. And as you can see, we're running out of squares. We only have 6 squares left to get our 2 new totals of 8. So the next one kind of cuts through everything. It's 4, 3, and 1. When you add them together, they total 8. And then the last one, we use another diagonal, and we move from 2 to 4 to 2. So 2 plus 4 is 6, plus another 2 is 8. So now we've added sets of numbers, 5 sets of numbers together. And each time they total 8. So that was problem of the week 4, everybody. I hope you're all well. Keep up all the hard work, and I'll talk to you soon.